Well, thanks for visiting us this morning at KTALnews.com. I'm meteorologist Josh Marces, and a happy Friday to everyone. Your Friday morning forecast update. Couple of things we'll be touching on. One is the heat that we'll be dealing with through the weekend. This is more July, early August than it is mid to late September here, but there will be a cool down next week. And the other thing that we'll be chatting about, obviously, is the potential for that system to make its way through the Gulf of Mexico next week. So that's something we'll all be watching for the next, I would say, 7 to 8 days or so. So we'll get to that in just a moment. Temperatures today likely in the mid 90s. We do not have a heat advisory, but you could argue there should be one. Usually 105 is the trigger for the heat advisory here in our part of the country, and our humidity is high enough that the heat index today should wind up around 105 this afternoon. So it is some dangerous heat. So if you have any outdoor things to take care of today and tomorrow, just try to do it earlier in the day. But we should begin to feel the temperatures drop off a bit by Sunday, kind of taking us out of the dangerous level. But a lot of sun out there as well, which will make the temperatures feel even hotter. We've had a lot of cloudy days this week, but the sun should be out in full force today. And no change to the position of our high, still over here in Texas and Mexico. It's just that warm air making its way across the dry land over there that's really heating us up here in the Arctic front. To the north of us will get nudged in next week, but as long as that ridge of high pressure stays pretty strong here, which it will through about Monday, we are going to stay on the dry side of things. So no rain in that weekend forecast, just a few spotty clouds here and there, but I think we're likely going to stay mostly sunny to partly cloudy today, and this will likely be the same kind of weather we will see Saturday as well as Sunday. So we'll take a look here at what we're expecting as far as the National Hurricane Center. Well, there's the weekend temperatures. First of all, we'll wind up in the mid 90s both Saturday as well as Sunday. Sun will be out throughout the weekend here, and again, the National Hurricane Center, no change to their tropical wave. They're still giving this about a 50-50 shot of developing over the next 5 days or so. You can see the wave getting going there in the Caribbean. This will be moving into the Gulf of Mexico early next week, and then where it goes from there is highly dependent on the front that's coming through here. So you can see this ridge of high pressure for the next few days will begin to buckle and weaken. So by Monday and Tuesday, you see this trough of low pressure here. This will be driving a cold front through the Arctic, likely Wednesday and Thursday. So one thing to make note of here is just how far south this front begins to dip here on Wednesday. The thing that could change where this tropical system goes, again, this front should probably sweep up this tropical system and keep it east of the Arctic, whether there's development with that system or not. But again, if this trough of low pressure doesn't swing in just far enough here, if it does stay further to the north, it may open the door for that system to get closer to maybe Texas and Louisiana. Right now, the Futurecast forecast model that we're using, which is the GFS or the American model, shows that area of low pressure and that trough digging in far enough and that front digging in far enough to keep all of the remnants or what that storm will be to the east of us. But again, if this position further to the north here would open the door for maybe some tropical activity here in the Arctic. So the bottom line is nobody knows where this thing is going yet. We probably won't until early next week. So you're just fine this weekend. Again, if this thing makes landfall, it probably won't be until late next week. But our temperatures here are running above that 89-degree mark, which is average probably through next Monday. But once that front gets here Tuesday and Wednesday, it should cool us back into the 80s. Unfortunately for us, doesn't look like we'll see a lot of rain with that incoming front, which we desperately need at this point, with much of the Arctic in moderate and even severe drought conditions here. So not much rain, but I do have the temperatures cooling back into the mid 80s by the middle of next week.